Disregard for my cameraman. I'm gonna tip so you can see the ground beef is still kind of pink, but mostly cooked. So I say like 65-70% cooked. And then over here, we've had this simmering for a while, so it's nice and ready. Now, generally, making this recipe, this is a 1 gallon bowl. I basically order these. We have these available on our site. If you order these here, I get 6 to about 8 of these out of the batch. But the size varies upon the size pot that you use. I choose these bowls because I have a smaller food stand and these fit into the fridge that I have. But it's entirely up to you how you go about containing it after the fact or how much you actually get from it. But you can expect at least 6 gallons just from following the recipe based upon here. So now we're ready to take what is the most important part of this, and that's our tailor-made seasoning mix here that we use, our own special blend of mix and spices here. And this is one of those you want to be able to smell it through the camera, but you can order this through us here, and you want to take this here and split it between the 2 pots. We'll put some of that in there at the moment, and then you're going to put some in here, and with this pot especially, you're going to want to make sure you stir it to blend it in with the tomato puree and the hot water that you had going on from earlier, because you have to watch for it sticking at the bottom depending on how high you have your heat. I have mine set to the lowest setting possible. And you want to blend this in here nicely on both pots. Get it nice and stirred in. Now the reason I do it this way while the meat is still not completely cooked is so that the flavor adheres to the ground beef while it finishes off to getting to 100% done. You may want to put it in sooner depending on your schedule and how you like to cook. You may wait till the end and add it all at once. It's entirely up to you.
Smells so good.
So keeping in mind about clumping and everything, you want to thoroughly give it a stirring. Come back to it every few minutes to make sure that it's not sticking at the bottom of the pot. And when we come back, we'll do the final process here, which will be blending these 2 pots together. And we'll have a complete setup for the Texas sauce, your chili cheese sauce. You can use it on nachos, fries, burgers, dogs, omelets, put it inside of a salad, multi-purpose sauce mix. All right, we'll be right back. All right, so one of the most important parts and the finishing aspect of it is mixing the 2 together. So I'm basically just going to dump the liquid into the ground beef here. Get that all set up like that. You'll have some liquid left over. Once again, this all depends on the size pot that you're using to begin with. I'm just going to put this back over here on the burner. Give it the few stirs necessary to mix it all up. And that's going to be the process that you're going to want to take to make this sauce. I was asked a quick couple of questions while we were streaming this. One, how many hot dogs do you figure you would get out of this? And I said to the person, approximately 1,001 hot dogs, depending on how you ladle it out. 1,001 hot dogs. And the other aspect of it is, he asked for the price, and it is currently $59.95 for the seasoning mix that you would order from us to follow the recipe to make the sauce. All right, we'll check in with you one more time, and we'll be all set. All right, so now we're at that part that's called the moment of truth. Right before we get to it, I do want to show you, we have our seasoning, our rub mix available. So this is great on ribs. You can make barbecue burgers with this, fish, it works like that. And we also have it available this way. Like if you're the camping and outdoors type, you could use this, and it's basically biodegradable, disposable. You could throw it away. If you're trying to have a barbecue or friends over, like the draft is this week and other upcoming events, Mother's Day, Memorial Day, Father's Day, and you need a pouch like this for the ribs and the other things that you're going to try to have at somebody else's house or maybe your backyard. So there's multiple ways to get us. This here is a $19.95 pack. This here is more along the lines of $6, along with this one here in that $6 to $7 range. And then, as you already know, this one here is $59.95 and makes 1,001 hot dogs. And what you would do is you would make your favorite style of hot dogs. So we have Salen's and Wardinski's here in Buffalo, and typically you take your onions here. Now it could be red onions, any kind that you like. You want to put some mustard on that. Mustard, onions, and it's a mustard, onions, and sauce combo. So when you take this ladle and drop that sauce down there across like that, depending on how much you use, you're approximately going to get 1,001 hot dogs out of this right here. 1,001 chili cheese dogs, chili burgers, any way you decide to use it. Especially if you decide to put it over fries or nachos. This is Jazz Miles with tailor-made foods. And one other thing I want to add, typically in a standard form, if I have this in a crock pot or set somewhere on the side, I add plain breadcrumbs to it to help thicken it up. So if you make the sauce the way it is and you don't want it that kind of loose, add some breadcrumbs to the mix to help thicken it up. Do that upon how you like it. All right, Jazz Miles, Tailor-Made Foods, Buffalo, New York, 850 Walden Avenue. Check us out on eBay, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, X. All of it. All the above. I can't even mention all of them right now. Until next time. Peace.